Hello everyone, welcome back for another stream. Look at my working hands. My hands can do things. I can pick things up. I'm very excited. I can also walk, so it's a definite improvement today on the past 2 days, which is fantastic, and proves that resting is in fact the correct thing to do when that happens. So hello. Welcome back to another stream. It's Friday, the 8th of January, 2021. I keep saying the year just to remind myself. I haven't had to write the... Actually, no, I have written the date down, and I did write it wrong the first time I wrote it down. But yeah, hello. So the plan for today... oh, I've got a uni email. Let's see what that is first of all. Oh, good. Yeah, it's nothing. Obviously, first of all, actually, I'm super early. That's because one of the things I realised yesterday, and I'd started to talk about this a bit on the stream as well, but through the day I was thinking about it more and I was looking at like the things I could do. And basically I realised that the schedule I was on, so I had, and I've talked about this before, an hour by hour schedule. I need, by the way, to stop saying I've talked about this before, because I say it constantly and it's probably very annoying. Anyway, I had this schedule that I wanted to adhere to, and I'd tried to make it like have lots of space in it, like I had nothing in the morning, and then I had it all set out with breaks in the afternoon to make sure I took breaks. And if I deviated from it even slightly, including wanting to work during my morning, then I got really upset at myself. And that's a sign that it wasn't working. So I've deleted it off the calendar. It's gone. And now we are on the journey to listen to what my body wants to do. So my alarm went off at 9, and I stayed in bed for 2 hours because that was the way I wanted to start that. But now I'm here and I felt like getting some work done. I have started sorting out so where I talked about getting like a pin board and putting stuff on there and that and so forth, I looked at my pile of reading and I realised that I'd need a pin board the size of this house. Because I've got a stack of books here and then I've also got a stack of online articles. So what I'm doing is I've been trying for a while to move over to Notion. For about 7 years, I've used Evernote. Although I've used it less in the past couple of years and I've been using other things, but I want to start bringing everything back together. So I finally managed to import to Notion from Evernote because I was wanting to move away from Evernote for various reasons. It just wasn't doing things the way I wanted it to. It was really convoluted. I had to download a legacy version of Evernote Windows in order to be able to export things to HTML. So there is an exporter from Notion to Evernote, but it just broke. From Evernote to Notion, it just broke every time I tried to use it. So I exported all 1,600 of my notes, and that's a low number for people on Evernote, to HTML. And then I imported them all, but I had to import them in batches because if I did more than about 300, it broke. So I did them 300 at a time until I'd gotten them all in yesterday. What I've done is in Notion you can make different workspaces, because obviously I didn't want on stream to show the workspace that's got all of my personal stuff in, because that's a terrible idea. What I've done is I've separated out my PhD stuff, so I can share that with you here on stream. You can see how I'm planning things. That's what we're going to do today. I'm going to migrate all of my reading lists onto there. And we might then either do some reading or do some note copying up. We will see how I'm feeling at that point. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm feeling much, much better today. And I think I'm going to get lots of things wrong. That's going to happen. But it is all in the, the quest of moving towards getting them right. So let's jump right in because I feel like doing that. And I will move us over to here. Hello. Welcome to my Notion. So if you're not familiar with Notion, it is a combination of like a task app, a note-taking app, a kind of personal wiki, all sorts of things. This is the desktop app. It's also on web. It's also on mobile. You can use it in all sorts of different places. If you are even slightly into looking up academic tips, then you will have seen Notion because it's used by a lot of people. So I'm just going to walk you through what I've got set up now and what we're going to be adding. So this, as you can see, is my reading list. So what happens is I can either put things in manually, or I can put them in from the Evernote. Look, I've gone back in time. I can put them in from the Notion browser extension, which then means they come in straight like, oh no, you can't see my cursor. Hold on, let me, I know that's the setting. I've got capture cursor on. Is it because I'm not, it's because I didn't have it focused. There we go. I need to lock that as well. There we go. So yeah, you can see this one here is a web page where I've just pulled it in. It went here into the no status bit first of all, and then I've just moved it over to do. The really lovely thing about this is that because there's a doing section, when I'm reading like an entire book, I can move it into there and still like focus on other things as well and not feel that I have to read this one book, whatever it may be, exclusively until I've finished it. So that's really nice. I've then got, and this is all going to take a bit to load because I haven't imported it yet. Oh, I've got an untitled, I'm doing an untitled task apparently. Okay. I've got to do YouTube uploads. I'm behind on YouTube uploads. That's it. So this is where I'm going to put like general to-dos. So for example, if I've got something like where I need to write a report for my supervisor or emails I need to sort out or applications I've got to do, that sort of thing, I'm going to put them in here. And then I've just got a list of my professional goals, which some of which you already know. And I've got some networking ones on there as well because I need to do it, but I hate it. But reading list is the one we're going to focus on today because that's nice. I've got a massive stack of books next to me. So we're going to put all of these in. I've also got, to the horror of my computer, 32 Google Chrome tabs open. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get all of those Google Chrome tabs in first so that my computer can cease dying. It was not happy when I opened them. It was very much not happy. But you won't be able to see that. But what you will see is you will see things as they come in. So for example, I can put this one in now. So the really nice thing about the Notion web clipper is that you can add to any workspace, you can add to any list. So I've got the option to add to reading list, to add to work list, to add to professional goals even. I can put it wherever I want. And I'm going to save that now. And you'll see it's then come in there. And this one's an online virtual museum tour, which when I opened it was worried I'd missed because it technically closed on the 20th of October. But apparently you can still do it because I used that one to test earlier. So basically my plan is just to put all of these in And look, they're coming in so fast. It's fantastic. Some of these I've got to like log into and stuff, which is one of the reasons I also didn't want to have to like swap back and forth constantly between Notion and Chrome, even if I showed you. What has gone on with this one? I think I'm going to have to accept that I haven't got this one because it's not opening properly. Neither is this one. Okay, well. But it's 2 clicks. Now that I've got it set to the right thing, it is, I click and probably there's even a shortcut for it, but I just click the Notion symbol, and I click save page, and it's going in. That one's a 404, so that one's also disappeared as well. And what's nice is you can see that some of them are like giving me the abstracts as well. Some of them are coming in weirdly. That one came in weirdly because that's just a file. So I can go in and edit and tell myself what that one is. But these are all things that, so I'm subscribed on ZTOC alerts. ZTOC is probably the way you would say it if you were American. For various mental health journals, medical humanities journals, that sort of thing. I'm subscribed to the Journal of Medical Humanities. Obviously, I've listed that one already, so I obviously had that one in twice. And they're all things that are either just useful to me to read, or directly relevant to my PhD, or just general making myself aware of the like current discussions about mental illness. It's currently quite focused on depression and anxiety. I know that I need to expand my reading into like wider mental illness. This is an entire journal. Well, I'm going to save it. And then some of them are things like that museum tour and art exhibitions and all sorts. So it's very varied. There's some interesting things I've got about global mental health. I know one of them I put in a separate thing. Yeah, let's get that one in as well, because I wanted to read that closely. I skimmed it. And I wanted to read it more closely. This is an entire book. But it's great that you can see all of these as they're coming in. And then I'll be able to move them all over. So if, for example, I'd already started reading something, I could move it into doing. Oh, I didn't actually save that one, did I? Got excited with my clicking. There we go. No, don't give me help. Go away. I hate things like that. The bot. I don't want to talk to it. Don't think I need to do that. And then once this is done, I can just delete this entire folder of bookmarks, which is nice. It's interesting that some of them are coming out with previews and some aren't, even when they're from the same website. This is an entire podcast. Might save the podcast category page. This is an article in Teen Vogue, unexpectedly. And that's all of them. I can delete that folder. Woo. All right. So, in this instance, I'm basically going to put all of them into to-do. What I might then, it's possible that in the future I'm going to want to sort to do more, but in that case I can just add an extra group and be like, have a close reading to do and a general to do or something like that. But I don't want to overthink that too much now. I think for now I just want to put things in wherever. Right, that ended up in there twice after me thinking I hadn't put it in properly. But so that's all of those. That went way faster than I expected it to. Oh, is it? Did I not move all of them over? Did some of them not go? So this is the other nice thing as well, is they link over. And I can see like bits of what I'm about to read. They haven't all gotten that, but quite a lot of them have, which is really nice. So what I'm now going to add is all of the books I've got here. This is a beautiful book, by the way. Look at this. And on the back it says, "I work to earth my heart." I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I'm looking forward to reading all of them. I'm not sure why I just singled this one out because it's on top. So that's Time Lived Without Its Flow by Denise Riley, and that's a poetry collection. Oh dear. This is the problem with streaming at this time. That was if you heard that pill shaking, that was my medication reminder. But it is one that I don't need to take right this second. It's all my vitamins. Yeah, so then I've got The Undying by Anne Boyer, which is a mixture of like memoir and criticism sort of thing, almost. Maybe not criticism isn't the right word. Then this is the book that my entire PhD is based on, and it's Do Green. This is The Wounded Storyteller by Arthur Frank. I'm actually disproving one of his, a part of his theory is, so this again is one that I've got so that I can go back in and read it closely. I think that is I think I do need that actually. So I'm gonna put, I call that to do close reading. And then I'll put to do shallow reading, first reading. I know what I mean. I'll just call it reading because I'm not necessarily talking about what uni am I doing my PhD at? The University of Kent, in the UK. The next one I've got also has a beautiful cover. These books all have beautiful covers. This is also green. This is Inferno by Catherine Cho, and it's a memoir, as it says on it. I'm so excited about these books. Then there is the first graphic novel, which is Fun Home. All of these books are green, by Alison Bechdel. It's a beautiful cover as well, so I'm sad that I can't show you it more clearly. It's got like this silver is properly metallic, and so is this bit up there. In fact, you can kind of see where it was green screening is because it's metallic and shiny. And that's I've studied Fun Home before and did bits of Fun Home, but it's something I haven't read through in its entirety, so I'm excited for that. This brick is the lady's handbook for her mysterious illness, which also has a green stripe down it. So just all of the green books apparently. I'm really curious actually. Oh my god, there's like so many that are green. Is that like an illness narrative thing? Do we make all of the covers of illness narratives green? This isn't an illness narrative. This is in plastic as well. This is Queer Phenomenology by Sarah Ahmed, which my supervisor references a lot, so I've felt I should read it. I've got more books arriving soon as well. I think I've got another one arriving soon. This I've shown before. This is The Dark Fantastic by Ebony Elizabeth Thomas, and it's also green. I'm so sad because it's such a beautiful, like, you can just about see how beautiful the cover is, but you can't fully see it. Look it up, because it's a lovely cover. This I had yesterday. This is You're Strong, Smart and You Got This, which is another it's not a graphic novel. I don't know if I'd even call it a comic. It's an art book. I think that's probably the best way to put it. Then these are the other two I showed yesterday. So this is Giving Up the Ghost by Hilary Mantel. Also green. And then I've got the beautiful Solutions and Other Problems, which is a fantastic title as well. But that's it for the ones I've got in here. What was somewhere in here was one I put in as a close reading. It was the global mental health article from The Correspondent. So has that gone in? Looks like it has. Oh, I've just realised when I scroll down, it keeps that's really nice that it keeps the headers up at the top. So what I'm then thinking, I'm just going to move these out of the way 1 second. There we go. That's got all of that on there, so I can now see. Oh, good, 37. That's not all the books. I've got I can't remember what. I just got an email saying that another is arriving, but I don't remember what it was, and I don't want to look and spoil myself because I'll get a lovely surprise because a package will arrive and then there will be more books in there. I think I've got another 5 or 6 that are on back order and will be making their way here. I love books. But yeah, so the other thing I could then do is think about doing is something like moving these so that they're in some kind of order, so that, for example, I have like all of the complete books together, or different topics together or something like that. But I think having close reading and reading separate is enough for now. I might go onto my work list now. What I also want to do is I want to write down basically what I did the other day when I wrote down all of these sections of these notes that I needed to type up. I want to do that again, but I want to put it in here so that I can work through things however I want. I'm kind of tempted, the closer we get to term start, I'm tempted to deviate from the medical humanities notebook, which is from my master's modules notes, and do my, I'm just going to show off my critical role stickers. This is my current PhD notebook. It's not got a ton of notes in thus far. I'm tempted to do this one so that I'm up to date on my current reading notes. And then I can just slowly plod away at this big notebook, because it's like 150 pages of notes. And not fret so much about, because I was really worrying about getting all of them done by the 18th. And I don't think that's going to happen, especially not with my hands having flared. And the entire rest of my body, to be fair, it wasn't isolated to my hands. I had a point yesterday where, because my right hand was worse, I'd basically been using, my left hand was painful as well, but I could use it. So I was using my left hand so much that they swapped, and suddenly my left hand was agonizing and my right hand was fine. Part of the problem is because I was having trouble walking as well. So I usually use my walking stick on my right hand because it's my left side that's weaker. I obviously swapped because there was no way I was using a walking stick in my right hand. And that then just put strain on my left hand. And yeah, it was a bit of a relief actually when my legs got to the point that I could walk again, because it meant I didn't have to worry about that anymore. Okay. I picked the water bottle up and then didn't drink anything. I'm tempted to. So I've got a teardrops redeem option for hydrating. But I'm really tempted to put to give my bot a frequent reminder so that it just goes off constantly. I'm generally quite good at remembering, but then when I'm talking I forget. Okay, so what have I got in here? I've got... Oh, I wanted to go through and close read Disability Visibility again and actually take notes, because I got so excited by it the first time I read it that I took, because I've just found the notes, I took like, oh god, this is all my body meets the score notes. Oh, that's a lot of notes. Yeah, I took 2 notes on Disability Visibility, and then I got so excited I stopped taking them and I just read it. Okay, so I've got, that's an article. That's the body meets the score. Okay, so I've got the PHPI keynote. I'm on the wrong thing. So PHPI keynote notes. Reading group notes. And then that's... I also think I stopped taking notes partway through the body keeps the score. I'm not sure. Don't know how many pages it is. My notes go up to page 360, so... I think I'm not gonna bother writing up those disability visibility notes because it really is only 2 things, and I'll just write up my close reading notes. And then there's my therapeutic empathy notes, and that is everything I have in here. So possibly I'll start doing that in a bit today. And then I can, yeah, start slowly catching up on this, because I'm going to group this as weeks. And some of them are going to be quite big and some of them are going to be not so big. I'm cold. And the floor is a long way away. I also need to try and reverse without hitting my green screen. I think I did it. I did, however, run over my cardigan. I get really self-conscious when I'm on stream about really simple things like this, like, oh god, I'm gonna put a cardigan on so badly that everyone's gonna laugh at me. As if that is a thing that would do. To be honest, it wouldn't be unfair to laugh at me right now. It's a very big cardigan, and it's got a hood, so I get lost in it, which is the idea. Also my legs have gone to sleep. Yeah. Sit without my legs crossed for a bit, so. Bring this down. Okay. So I've got, this is, what week is this? This is seminar 2. This is the ones that I was doing when I had to stop. So that's my week 2 seminar notes. Reading group 1 notes. Oh. Then I've got my week 3 notes. I wouldn't normally separate the seminar notes out. It's just because I'm halfway through the week 2 seminar notes. This is my week 4 notes. That's not as much. Spot the weeks I was more interested in. That's week 5 notes. And I think that the thing that's going to be hard to manage is I'm going to have to make sure I don't get overwhelmed by the number of things I'm dumping in here, because it's going to grow a lot bigger. But I think by having the doing column, I think that's going to help with that, because it means I can... Does anyone else do that with hoods to help put them on, like flat, as they put them on their head and then plot them down? Is it just me? Yeah, I can move them into doing, focus on the doing column more than the to-do column. I'm really pale today. I don't know what's going on with my poor face. I'm not used to looking at my face as much as I do when I'm streaming. When I talk, I try and look at the camera, but I generally end up, I'm looking at myself right now in the stream preview, and that is generally what I talk to. I just talk to myself when I'm here. So this is all week 8. And again, I know I've gone from week 5 to week 8, but week 7 is later in the book because it was delayed, and week 6 is reading week. Or half term, you might call it. This is week 9. Didn't like week 9, apparently. Week 11, on the other hand, I was here for week 11. And week 12. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I remember that seminar. That was a really good seminar. This is lovely, actually. This is kind of nostalgic. I'm going to show you my week 7 seminar notes. Now, you can tell, there's a way to tell that I really liked a seminar. I didn't make any notes. I've written Sarah Ahmed Phenomenology down here, which is the book I've got over there now. Because apparently, because my other, so I've got 2 dissertation supervisors. I have a primary and a secondary supervisor, and my secondary supervisor did that seminar. But both of them have said to read this book, so and that was the week 7 notes out of order. So now this is all the reading I did for my paper on chronic pain. This is so cool because I'm really seeing it's really interesting to have looked at all those previous notes that are all my notes from a taught course, and then the moment I get into doing my own research, my notes are just like, they look excited, and I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if it's going to show properly or if it's gonna have to tilt it a bit so it doesn't green screen. But like, they're a lot more detailed, they're a lot better. I've got those tables you could hopefully see there. Well, like the sources I was looking for, and this is me planning the essay. Love research. And then that's more, and I can see where I went back through as I was working on it. Okay, so I'm gonna put final assignment notes as one section. And then we're on to my illness and disability course. So this is my week 13 and week 14. I wish when I hit enter it went to a next one. There's probably like a shortcut for that. So this is reading group notes. No, I've already written reading group 1 notes, and I've listed this as reading group 1 when that's not what I mean. And this is my week 15 notes. Oh, this is when I read Body Politic by Simi Linton. I was so excited. I loved that book. And that's week 15 notes. And then we read Illness Metaphor by Susan Sontag. This was an amazing course. So that's week 16 notes. And then it all fell apart because that is when the pandemic happened and a strike. So all of the classes we should have had during the strike, this was a teaching strike, they didn't happen. And then also when we came back, there was a pandemic and everything was remote. The pandemic hit during the teachers' strike at our university, which is one of the reasons it was such a complete mess. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to have week 16 notes and then week 19 notes, and then week 22 notes. And it all gets a bit of a mess. And I've got week 23. Oh, that's the Scalpel and the Silver Bear week, which I have over there because it's such an amazing book. This was me planning, my essay on depression and shame. I don't normally do mind maps, but I was trying to that time. And just to, I think because I had so many thoughts about depression and shame, and I was trying to get them into some sort of coherent form to narrow down what I wanted the paper to be. So then I've got some depression reading notes, and this again is all of my research for that paper. And that's it. So what I'm going to put is shame and depression notes. And that'll be all of that as one block. So it's not quite as bad as I thought. It's a lot of notes. It's a lot of typing. But I'm thinking now. One, that I need to have a break because I've been live for 40 minutes and I've been sorting stuff for all of it, and I don't know where that 40 minutes has gone. It's just disappeared. So yeah, I'm just looking and thinking, is there anything else I want to add? I know one of the other things I want to do is take a look at funding sources. So currently I'm self-funded, but funding applications are often like in the early part of the year. So to apply for funding for in fact, I've missed the deadline for some of them, I think, to apply for funding for next year. So I'm just going to put, oh, you can't see it. I've put funding applications. I might have to swap myself round. Yeah, so teardrop points come faster if you're subbed, or if you're followed, and then if you're subbed, I think, and then mods get them faster as well, because you'll see if you click on them, you get like you'll have a multiplier. So like technically I'm a tier 3 sub to myself, so I've got a 3 times multiplier. I have drunk water since I've been streaming. Yeah, you can save them for making me sit up properly at some point. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, I was going to sort this, because for Zotero I have myself this way round because my notes are on this side. But here everything is like on this side and there's less over here, so I'm just going to do that on this one and then lock those again, because then you can actually see what I was trying to show you was me putting funding applications in. Is there anything else? I'm especially thinking of stuff I wanted to get done before term starts. I know this was one of the things, sorting all of this out, so that's done. I just put that straight in the done column. Yay, it's done. Yeah, I think it's really the notes and the reading that I'm focusing on, because I'm not going to get. I should also stress that I don't expect to read all of this in 10 days. They're all like, this is all stuff I've bought to read for my PhD, so this is gonna be a long list, and that's okay. What will happen is more things will get moved into this close reading column, because basically, from what I can tell, and I have to stress that I don't really know, from what I can tell, I'm just going to be reading for at least 6 months, if not a year, which I'm totally here for, as I then work out what my chapters are, because I've already declared what I think my chapters are, but I know I've also already changed my mind as I've started doing the research, and that's completely normal, and they expect that to happen. It's not like I'm not going to be, pardon me, penalised at all for having changed my mind about something. But yeah, so what I will do is I will open Zotero, and I think I'm going to use some time to start typing up the notes I've got in here, and go for getting those done first, because it's only like 20 pages or so. They're pretty thick pages of notes, because this notebook is lined, so whereas the other one is dotted, this one is lined, which means generally I've gotten more notes in because they've come out neater because I've got lines to write on. So let me move you to here, and I've swapped sides now. Oh, I need to the camera needs to be flipped back on the other one, doesn't it? Oh well, it's fine. So this is this one. Doing this as a standalone note. So this is from the conference I went to in September. The keynote was delayed because the keynote speaker was stuck out of the country because of COVID and not near all of their notes. So the keynote happened in November, I think. I should know I suppose technically I just put it under the same thing. I've also managed to not capitalize that. Although no, so I need to, I'll do that separately. And then this should be presentation. And then that, and then this. Because technically I've got two sets of notes, because I've got the notes from watching the actual keynote, and then I've got the notes from the Q&A. Keynote is coming out very strangely in the captions. Apparently I need to enunciate better because the captions are trolling me. They're very good. They're much better than the ones I was using before, because these ones use Google's recognition system, which is significantly better than whatever the other one I was using was doing. I'm just trying to get this to the point where I can both talk into the microphone and see my notes. They're down in front of me. Oh no, I'll do what I did the other day and just put it up there. I mean, that's still better as a microphone positioning. I just get the llama to hold it open. Llama. Oh no, the llama is green too. The llama is vanishing. It is adorable. I don't know if I sort of go, oh no, it just becomes translucent if I move it too far in. This is a karma llama. It's a stress toy. Also, this shows you how good my hands are today that I can do this. I have one and my best friend has one. I actually took the karma llama to my wedding because she couldn't come. And I had the karma llama on the table. I've got photos of her at my wedding because the llama's there. I'm trying to work out how much the microphone is picking this up. I know, so I went back over the VOD yesterday, the day before. Not yesterday, because I didn't do any typing yesterday. Not the day before, because I didn't stream that day. I went over the VOD from Tuesday. There's some typing coming through, but not too much. I'm actually thinking of getting a different keyboard. So this keyboard is, it's a Corsair mechanical keyboard. It's amazing and I love it. But mechanical keyboards like require more input, like a stronger input, in order to work. And that can be quite hard on my hands. I found typing on my laptop, which has a laptop keyboard, so it's completely flat, has been a lot easier because I'm not having to hit it with as strong an action. Action is the word I was looking for. I've written decolonialized. Do I mean decolonized? Some of my spelling of these terms may be completely wrong because I was trying to get them from speech and the captions weren't really helping me. So if I've spelt any of the Malawian terms wrong, I apologise. I've got several attempts to spell this next word. Oh, no, that's not what my handwriting says. I've helpfully drawn a diagram. I'm just trying to work out how I can put the diagram into text. In my notes that had like seen as and then an arrow and didn't just an arrow to the word exploring rather than saying the word exploring, and the same with intervention. So the llama is surprisingly useful because this is the first set of notes in the book. I've got like 2 pages, like so the pages aren't holding each other down where I've got it open. I've just got the corner of the llama's nose. Functional former. That's have, not home. The problem when I get excited is that my handwriting gets even worse. At least I was able to pause this in the talk. Like when I was typing up my the conference I went to in February, the notes from that, they're so much harder to read because it was all actually like live, like a normal conference rather than a COVID conference. So it wasn't on video that I could just pause. And that was hard to read what on earth my notes said. Right. Okay. Now I know I spelled all of these correctly because she had them up on the slides. The question is whether I can now read my handwriting to type them all up correctly. Also, I'll get to scroll down in a bit so that this won't be under the ticker. I don't know if there's another N in that. I'm pretty sure some of these are spelled wrong, but I think they're close enough that I'll be able to look it up if I ever need to cite them. No, don't start hurting again, hands. Do that now. The other problem with this keyboard is that it's really loud. It's super loud. Like I have my my microphone fed back into my sound so that I don't yell as much. All I can hear is like the thunder of me typing, because this is where it comes to me, it's unfiltered. When it gets to you, it's filtered. So I need to sort that out at some point and make me hear the filtered version, so I know what's going out rather than what I'm just getting from the microphone. Where was I up to? I don't want to update my game drive right now. I'm now thinking about songwriting as a form of illness narrative. I can't add another narrative form to my PhD. I don't have enough room. I can't think of more. Oh dear. Right, that's that done, and then I've got the Q&A notes, which is only a couple of pages, so I'll get that done, and then pause for a bit with note taking, because I am starting to get some pain in my hands, like especially sort of around this bit. Okay, that is my notes from there. Oh, I can tick that off. Move that to done. What I'm going to do, actually, let me see what I'm doing. I am moving. So this is all the notes from this PhD notebook. Then they're separate. I'm just reading what the captions are interpreting what I'm saying as. I think because I talk so fast, and like slur words together, it's getting very confused. But yeah, so we can do these today. What I will probably do, just to be careful, is do my reading group notes. And then I won't do the body keeps the score, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages of notes. And that's probably a bit much right now. My elbow is painful. It's not a joint that's like one of the few joints in my body that's not normally painful. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Is I've done loads. I've made a lot of really, really good progress. I'm gonna get these notes in. I can't speak today either, apparently. And then I'm gonna put that in here as well. And this one was published in 2020. Ooh. I might have to go back to bed after this, my God. Also, food. This is one of the books I have on back order, is When the Sick Rule the World. I don't think, and Crypt Time is on my list. Don't think I got Crypt Time this time round. That's already on my list. Situated knowledge on my list. I know I went through and put all of these onto my book list. Oh, and look, then there's the book right next to me. Now revealing where I got all my book recommendations from, and it was this this poetry collection. Yeah, my hands are really struggling. It's only 2 more pages though. I just need to do it slowly. I just want to stop yawning. Yeah, so this is one of the really interesting things about this book. So it's a poetry collection written collaboratively by 2 people. And they have all the poems, and then they have their correspondence at the end. And I found it really interesting that I was, like, I'd loved the poetry, but I was so into their correspondence, and I couldn't decide if that was because I just really liked everything they were saying, or because I was craving like a structured narrative and like a chronological narrative as well. So that was very interesting. Oh. I've missed bracket. Yeah, also I found as I was taking these notes that I was really focusing more on my embodied experience of reading as well. I think that's something I want to do when I'm taking notes from primary sources more, is really think, because that's the whole point of using my own embodied experience in order to inform my research, is really looking at how that experience I have connects with what is being given to me. And in order to do that, I need to like really write down my like reaction to what I'm reading. Sorry. And then sort of critique that as well, which is what I've done in these notes. Right. And then I have, this was for a reading group. And again, you can tell I liked it because I didn't write very many notes. Although I actually remember I was also having trouble that day and I almost didn't make the group. After having loved the book so much, I was in a very bad place mentally that day. Oh my God, I got sleep. Right. That is my reading group notes done. Yay! Let's come over here. How long have I managed today? I've done an hour and 15 minutes. That's more than yesterday. I'll take it. Yeah, I may be able to do some more notes later. But right now I think I need to rest my hands because they're starting to, I've got like that really sharp ache, like where your bones are aching. Where it's the only way I can explain it. I used to get what my mum would call growing pains when I was younger, which I now wonder if it was just this, or actually was growing pains. But I used to get that in my legs especially, and I still do now. So maybe they were growing pains then and now it's just fibro pain. But yeah, so my plan for the rest of today is just to see how it goes. If I would like to do the YouTube uploads at least. If I'm able to do more, then it will probably be finishing some of those notes. I might be able to handwrite a bit today. So possibly I can do some reading. We'll see. That's the thing I can do from bed, which is useful. Yeah, I'm just going to see how it goes. I'm going to see what happens and go with it. Obviously, I've streamed at a completely different time today because I'm about to end at the time that I should be starting. I'm going to, for a bit, leave my schedule up. But I think what I'm probably going to do is have that as a guideline and basically say, look, I stream in the late morning, early afternoon GMT every weekday. And I'll be around and you'll see me. Because I think that's probably going to work better, especially because I know what to do next week. I have an appointment with the pain management team on Wednesday, so I won't be streaming around that time, which is when I would normally be streaming by the schedule. So we'll see, and it might be that I delete the schedule from Twitch and then just leave it saying, you know, it's each weekday. In around this vicinity, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what happens if and when I get any information from the university about my PhD starting. I've decided I wasn't going to push it this week because obviously they've been dealing with the national lockdown coming in and they probably wouldn't have a lot of answers for me, but if I don't get anything like today or early next week, I'm going to email my department and say, hi, I'm starting a PhD. Could I please have any information whatsoever? Because I've had nothing. I'm definitely doing a PhD. I've been given no indication otherwise. My supervisors believe I am. And I'm going to continue to say this as a way primarily to reassure myself. But yeah, so that's basically the plan, and we'll just see how next week goes, and we'll see what happens once we get started. I think I'm really glad that I'm able to show my what I'm actually doing, because that makes streaming a lot easier, because basically it means I just turn up here and do my work. Which is much more of what I was intending to do rather than having to think of stream content. I am thinking about stream content as well, but really it's that I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, and that includes seeing how I'm planning doing things and that sort of thing. So thank you all for being here. We'll see if we do want to. Okay, I am not going to raid anyone today. I'm going to leave. We're going to leave that for days where I'm feeling braver. But thank you all so much for coming and being here. I will see you again on Monday. As always, you can follow me on Twitter. And if anything ever goes wrong, like my hands stop working and I'm not able to stream, then I'll let you know there. For now, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you all soon.